noticed. I've never seen the advanced analytics and the coaches disagree so much on one player. Lenore Sellers. You look at his QBR, he was 78th last year. The model thinks he is the 43rd best quarterback in college football. I disagree with that. Unfortunately, when I try to say something to it, I realize that I'm talking to a computer. But I disagree with that nonetheless. Yeah, I digress. However, you talk to any SEC head coach, and they will say it's Arch Manning, Garrett Nussmeier, Lenore Sellers, mano a mano, best quarterbacks in the SEC. You'll talk to any coach, they will say that to you. So, looking at Lenore Sellers critically, we know he's a playmaker. We know he can take over a game, a la Clemson, right? There were also games last year that left you scratching your head a little bit. The Old Dominion game. You're kind of wondering, is he going to be the guy? Is this going to be an okay year for Carolina? Is Beamer going to lose his job? Remember, that was the talk last year. Oh, it's crazy how 1 year can change things. But yeah, what Lenore Sellers' development is so critical because Carolina loses a decent amount of pieces up front. They lost their whole defensive front. They lost their arguably best safety all to the NFL this year. Dylan Stewart's going to be huge. Him at the edge, former 5-star recruit. And for Lenore Sellers' development, because what I'm looking for is consistency. We know the ceiling is there. We know the running ability is there. For the most part, the accuracy is there. There were some games where he missed some throws. That Alabama 2-point conversion. I do mention the ODU game again where you're like, dang, man, shoot. So Nick Harbor, wide receiver. Another 5-star recruit that Carolina has. He's huge. He's fast. He's physical. He can get open. He can catch 50-50s. He's got all of the talent in the world to be a moneymaker on Sundays. He does. So for Lenore Sellers to take that step up from flashes of greatness to consistently great, Nick Harbor is going to be an X factor. He's going to be someone I'll be looking at pretty meticulously with this team. I think he can do it. And I think this South Carolina team can win the national championship. They actually make my blue chip ratio. So you need to have an average of a 4.0 star rating to win the national championship. South Carolina's in it. They actually make that, but they're really inexperienced. 106 inexperienced. That definitely is a question mark. But they have a lot of talent, and they have a quarterback that has a ridiculously high ceiling. So, 5.7 wins, the model thinks. And unfortunately for Carolina, they have what is projected the second hardest schedule in college football. Like, they play Virginia Tech and non-con, underrated, but personal game for Shane Beamer, his dad, the great Frank Beamer. So that's going to be a great game. Vanderbilt at home, that's no cakewalk anymore. We talked about that. At Mizzou, you get at LSU, you get Oklahoma, you get Alabama, at Ole Miss, at A&M, Clemson. Every team I listed there, not named Vanderbilt, that's a top 20 team. Most of those are top 10 teams. And that is tough. So second hardest schedule in the country. But when you have a quarterback that has as high of a ceiling as Lenore Sellers, anything is possible. And there's a reason that he is consistently being mocked as a high first-round draft pick. So I tend to trust the coaches over the analytics just because they see more. And however, just because of how darn hard this schedule is and the questions with the pieces they lose defensively, I do lean towards betting this under at 7.5, minus 130. I do like that under, but don't be shocked if Carolina is. This is a volatile team. Don't be shocked if they're at the top of the list and competing for a wide open SEC that I think is going to be the most unpredictable conference in college football this year.